In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to trade the monthly impulse wave like a professional. And this is just like the continuation of the series that I've been dealing with on this channel. We have talked about how to trade the daily wave. I'm very sure if you have been following this channel, you should have seen this video. We have done how to trade the weekly wave. By daily wave, I mean impulse wave, right? And weekly impulse wave. If you have not seen this video, you might need to search for it on this channel. Today, what we want to be discussing is how to trade the monthly impulse wave. Remember that I made mention of the three types of models that we trade at Potential Miners International. The first one is the project model, and this is where monthly impulse wave comes in. Impulse wave comes in. This is where you pick ratio 1 to 8 of your trade, of whatever you are risking. And that was why I said that on this channel, or using this particular model, you can turn, hypothetically now, you can turn $1,000 to $18,000 with just one trade. So I'm going to show you how to do that very quickly, so that you will know how to apply this to your trading. It doesn't matter whether you are trading potential miners system, or whether you are using our system or not. What is important is for you to be able to apply whatever you listen to, or you whatever training that I'm putting up on this YouTube channel. And of course, if you will now feel you need additional help, or you feel you really need me to show you how to really now do it like a professional, like the step by step, that is when you might need to reach out to us at Potential Miners International. Okay, having said all of that, let me go straight into the chart. Let me use, I think GBP AUD is a very clear example. There was a trade that was clear on this particular pair, and for the first quarter of the year. And this particular model of trading is not a trading model that you pick trade all the time. In fact, this is meant for people that really want to be a part of the forex market without having to look at their chart all the times. In fact, in a month, you might not see trade. In 2 months, you might not see trade. In 3 to 4 months, it might just be one trade that you will pick. In fact, for the entire year, it might just be four trade or three trades. That is why it's very important for you to listen to me very carefully to see how you can apply this on a step-by-step level. So you are trading the monthly impulsive wave. Before you can see the trade, it will take a while. However, when you pick the trade and you pick it the right way, it's going to deliver ratio 1 to 18 for you. That means if you have $1,000 in your account, that your project account now, with one trade you can, turn that $1,000 to $18,000 with just one trade. Now let's go straight into how you are going to go about it. So obviously, if you have been following me here, you know that the first thing you want to look at is what is your directional bias. This is very important. Once you get to the chart, the first thing you want to look at is my directional bias. And this also apply for this monthly impulsive wave. So you are going to go to your weekly chart. You ensure that you activate this free directional bias gauge. It's a free tool. I've done a video on it. on how to apply it. If you need the setting, you might need to reach out to me in the comment section. However, you want to see what is my directional bias. So once you get to the weekly and you activate the tool, if the price is above the cloud, it's a clear buy bias. And if the price is below the cloud, you know that you have a sell bias. So after you have confirmed your directional bias, you will now go to the monthly chart. Remember, for daily and weekly chart, what we do on monthly chart is that we look at the market orientation. Now, but because you want to trade the monthly impulsive wave now, it's, it's necessary for you to now chart your monthly chart or to look at the market structure of your monthly chart just as if you are evaluating the market orientation. So if you want to buy for an impulsive monthly wave, it should be on a markup market orientation, which means that your market structure should have something that makes it clear that you have like you are on an upward trend. That's what I mean by markup. I've done a video on market orientation so that in case you have not seen the video, you might need to just check this channel so that you understand. If I say markup, what I mean is the market is on an upward trend. That's what markup means. So if you want to buy, you must ensure that the market orientation is on a markup, which means you have an upward trend by structure. So you will notice that the market has been creating new highs based on the structure. You see it now. You have this low, you have this high, you have this higher low, you have this higher high, you have this higher low, you have this higher high, you have this higher low, you have this higher hand. That's what I mean by marked up orientation. Now, we want to clearly trade from this angle. We want to trade this. So after the market created this break of structure here around this time, this was around December last year, December 2024, you are expected to wait for a correctional move. In most cases, your correctional move is going to take a whole period. If it's a monthly chart, just like the case we are considering now, the correctional move is going to take a whole month. So after that 1 month, you will now move to the weekly chart. On this your weekly chart, this is where you are to spot what I call your money box. Remember that I've mentioned this concept: money box, entry box, area of emphasis. All this still applies to this monthly impulsive wave. If you don't know how to, if you don't understand some of this now, I've done videos for each of these concepts. You might need to look for the videos and watch them so that you listen to how I apply them across each of the wave. Remember, at Po ten tial Miners International, we are only particular about trading waves. And this is what we do at Po ten tial Miners International. We don't just enter the trade randomly, probably because we feel people are buying, we want to buy. You want to identify a wave that you want to trade. And trading that wave, you need to follow some certain steps systematically. And that's what we do. And that's how we trade at Po ten tial Miners International. We are king of waves. We are king of waves, and that's the truth. Now, look at it now. On the weekly chart, you want to spot your money box. And your money box, you remember that I want you to watch this very closely. This was the correctional move. Let me go back to the monthly chart. This was the correctional move. You see it now. After this break of structure on the monthly, this was the correctional move for a period of 1 month. Now, you will notice that on the weekly chart, there was a break of structure to the downside around this place. This is further confirming that you have a monthly corrective move or corrective wave because a weekly structure was broken to the downside. Now, for A monthly money box, you only need the weekly to show you an engulfing move in the direction of the wave that you want to trade, an engulfing move, and you will see that this particular two bullish candles engulf this particular bearish candle, and that's what you need, and this is what you mark as your monthly money box, MMB, monthly money box. Now, after you have marked that, I want you to follow me very carefully. You know, this is is like a position trade. You don't want to. You really need to follow the step the way I'm explaining it. Note that on this type of account is like an account that you have huge amount of money. So it's not meant for people that want to flip. If you want to flip, I mean, that want to maybe scalp. If you want to scalp, you might engage our cash flow model. That is where you can pick trade. In fact, you can pick up to 4 trades in a week, up to 6 trades in a week. You know, depending on the numbers of news and signals that we can pick. So, but if you want to trade the monthly impulsive wave, you really need to calm yourself down, because you are to pick one trade and leave the trade to run till you get ratio 1 to 18. Now you spot your monthly money box, that's the first step. After you have spotted that, you will wait for one full period on the weekly that will give you like a corrective move again, but this corrective move must not close below this particular engulfing move. I want you to pay close attention now. These two candles, candle A and candle B, engulf this particular bearish candle after this break of structure to the downside on the weekly. Now, for you to spot your money box for the monthly impulsive wave, what you need is you need a confirmation, and that confirmation is that there is going to be a correct one candle after the engulfing candle, one period, now weekly, one full week of correction. Immediately after the engulfing candle, it must not close below this particular low, this particular low. If it closes below this particular low, the implication of that is that this particular money box has been invalidated. Do you see that now? So after the engulfing move on the weekly, you wait for a period. Now this particular period, it might not necessarily come as a bearish candle, it can still be a bullish candle, but that is what confirms the money box, that this money box is now valid, that after the engulfing move, the sellers could not take the price below the lowest low of the candle that was engulfed. You might need to pause or rewind this video to listen to this so that you can get it right. Now, after you have spotted the money box and you have confirmed it with a particular period immediately after the engulfing move, then you can now move to your, this is the period that confirmed the money box. You can now move to the daily time frame. When you get to the daily time frame, I beg your pardon, you will remember, if you have listened to my daily impulsive wave and weekly impulsive wave, you want to ask yourself, on the daily, do we have any break of structure within the money box? We have a break of structure around this place within the money box. You see that now, a break of structure within the money box. Now, the next question you ask yourself, what is the origin that created the break of structure? This is the origin that created the break of structure, and this is what you tag as your area of emphasis. You see how you will just be, you don't need to stress yourself at all. Area of emphasis, area of emphasis. Now you are to wait for the trade to either come to the area of emphasis and give you an engulfing move, or come to the money box and give you a change of character to the upside. Either way. So, but in this case now, the market was able to come down to the area of emphasis, the area of emphasis. Then Once the market gets to the area of emphasis, you want the liquidity within the area of emphasis to give you an engulfing move. And this was where we got an engulfing move. You will notice that this particular candle engulf around this place. It was not a break of structure, it only engulf. Now you are expected to mark this top and mark this top. This will now be your entry box. Now pay close attention now. Pay close attention. This is expected to be your entry box. Now, entry box. Good. Now suppose that you are just interested in taking ratio 1:6, just like we do for weekly impulsive wave and daily impulsive wave. What you will do is that you will put your entry here, then your stop loss will be right there below the lowest low that you have marked. So since we have spotted, let me just clear this out, this particular one, so that we can have a so now you are supposed to do ratio, put your trade at the tip of the entry box, then the stop loss below the lowest low of the entry box now, so that you can see it very well. Can you see? Then I used to say that you are to project ratio 1:5, then you will now refine to get ratio 1:6. You see it now? Yes, cool. Now, but we are looking for ratio 1:18. Now, if we are to enter the monthly impulsive wave, we are expected to have taken our trade on the daily, which means that the monthly impulse, the monthly time frame will be our anchor chart, where we will look at the wave we want to trade. The weekly time frame will be our confirmation chart, and the daily should have been our entry chart or entry time frame. However, because we are looking for ratio 1:18, now we have already set our targets. You know, assuming this trade has not happened, you don't really know whether this trade is going to move and get to this place. You don't know, because we are using what has happened already. Suppose this trade has not happened, you are to mark your trade like this, then you will now go to 4 hours. You know, this was where you are supposed, this was where the candle, this candle was engulfed. So you expect the trade to come back from this place. You have marked it like this, ratio 1:6 on the daily. You will now go to your 4 hours. This is where the magic now happens for you. Your 4 hours, I want you to pay close attention so that you can really understand. Now, you expect the market to come down to your entry. This is your entry now. For this case now, this will now be your entry. This will be your entry. You see, this is your entry. So let me just remove this one. This is your entry now, so that you can see it clearly. This is your entry. The market enters this place. Assuming you are to pick your trade on the daily, you will enter the trade from this place. Then you let it run to get ratio 1:6. But because we want to pick ratio 1:18, you now wait for the market to come down the 4 hours, enter the entry price, then you wait for another engulfing move. Another engulfing move. You will see we have an engulfing move around this place. This is where the magic really happens. This will now be the entry box that you will now want to use. You will now take your trade from this place, then the stop loss will be below this place. You see it now. Now remember, you already have the trade marked out on the daily, so you are trading within this ratio 1:6 for the daily. So you will target this. You will notice that within this you are only able to get 1:15. Now you don't know what would have happened in the future. You are only taking your trade as at the point you are taking it. So you will ensure that your target do not go past the ratio 1 to 6 for the daily that you have marked out. Then you will now come back to the 4 hours to refine your entry. The market will always come there. In fact, in some cases, if you are not careful to get ratio 1 to 18, the market will always come there to pick it. In some cases, it might even come to test this low. But because you have your clearer and seer, on the 4 hours, it will not stop you out. And this is how you take ratio 1 to 18. Instead of taking ratio 1 to 6, you will see this is for daily. This is ratio 1 to 6. The risk to reward ratio 1 to 6. For 4 hours now is 1 to 18. You see it now. Once you pick this trade, you just let it run for, it might run for 2 months, it might run for 3 months, it might run for 4 months on the max. You see it now. Look at this. This is the first month, this is the second month, and this is the third month. It's like 2.5 months. Then you have ratio 1 to 18. What that means is that if you have $1,000 as your risk per trade, and you enter the trade with $1,000, and you follow the step that I've itemized, and you leave the trade to run, at this point now, you are not to panic. After the trade close, it will close at $18,000, just one trade. I want you to begin to reflect on this, because a lot of people, they have been saying that forex is a scam, is not working, and we are trying to see how we can really enlighten people to say that it depends on your approach. If you really want to approach this forex like somebody that really know that I want to be doing this for a long time, I want to be here for a long time, you really take your time to understand how it works, to understand what to trade, and to identify the system you will use to pick trades so that you can be consistent over time, making profit from the market, even as uncertain as the market is. I really want to believe that you have learned something from this video. I want you to give this a trial, and we say that this is what you trade. If you have a particular money that you want to use for a project, you put it in an account, and your mindset is that you want to trade this for between 9 to 12 months to see whether you can double your money or triple your money, as the case may be, within that 9 to 12 months. Remember, for this particular model, in a year you might not even pick up to 5 trades. It might just be 4 trades or 2 trades. If you pick 2 trades in a year, it means you have ratio 1 to 18 twice. Let's now say you have picked 4 trades and you lost 2 out of the 4 trades, and you were able to win 2 out of the 4 trade. You have ratio 1 to 18 twice, and you only lost 2% out of that 30. That will be 36% now. Ratio 1 to 6, ratio 1 to 18, first trade, let's say is a winning trade. The second trade, let's say it was a losing trade. It means you have only lost 1% out of the 18% that you have gained. Ratio 1 to 18 that you have gained. Remember, for the project account, we recommend that you trade 5% of your account. So if you do the calculation, you are going to be banking a lot of money, even with few trades, 2 to 3 trades or maximum of 4 trades in a year, and you will have your capital roll over with less stress. This is how you can engage the market if you really want to trade, from a relaxed perspective, and you really want to see your capital grow consistently. I want to encourage you to subscribe to this channel, because this is just the beginning of the valuable information that we are going to be teaching out to the general public, especially on how to approach the financial market, the forex market in particular. So you might need to subscribe to this channel so that you will be informed of new videos that we put on board. And of course, you can follow us, and apply what we teach to make profit for yourself, even at a passive level. Until I see you in the next video, I remain Mr. Akimbode, the King of Waves. Thanks for listening. God bless you.